Hey guys, Rob here with Hammer and Halo Projects and another great DIY project. This one out of barnwood. I'll show you how I made this barnwood front entrance mirror slash coat rack for under 20 bucks. You're not going to want to miss it. Let's get into it. So obviously I had to source out some barnwood, so I headed on up to my buddy Les's warehouse. You filming?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm up here with Les from TRB Vlogs.
Yeah, so take a look at this barnwood. First of all, it's kind of cool, you know, you get all these symbols. I don't know if you can see that, but you got all these neat symbols. There's wheat.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so you get, you know, people can, you put that on something and it gives you a little bit of character, right? And so there's all different sizes. We got the 2x2s. There's this interesting headboard. So you know,
where'd you get this stuff?
So just out in the forest, some guy.
Looks pretty old.
There's a glimpse of that guy on my YouTube channel. So if you go to TRB Vlogs, yeah, I'm already plugging in. So basically it's a guy in the forest. That's what you want to find. If you're looking for barnwood, you want to find guys who lived in the forest, and maybe you'll look on Facebook Marketplace, and you can always make deals with these people. Sometimes they just want the stuff moved,
right,
and then all of a sudden you get a great deal on barnwood.
Yeah, what do you want for it?
I'm just trying to get rid of it, honestly, because as you can see, we're using all these racks. This is for event rentals. Obviously there aren't too many events going on right now, but there hopefully will be at some point. And this is just taking up space.
Okay, that's awesome. So let's, I'll load her up. I'll back my truck up.
Sweet, okay, cool.
Okay, so got some really cool pieces from Les. For this project, I'm gonna use that one, and boy, that one's really cool. It's kind of got worm marks in the edging, and that other one has actual moss still growing on it. So those two pieces will be perfect for this. Okay, so first step was to denail all these boards. Everything is old, the nails are old, the wood's really old, so everything came out super easy. Next was to find a mirror, and I was able to find this one at Home Depot for $12.99. Now, by removing the backing and cutting the silicone around the mirror, I was able to release it from its plastic frame without any damage to the mirror. And the mirror itself is 10.5 by 46.5. So we've got to make our frame a little bit less than 10.5 by 46.5. Okay, change of plans here. I think each plank is too big for this size of mirror, so I think if we take the best one, which I think is this one, and cut it, rip it down the middle, and put one piece on either side of the mirror, it won't be so much overkill for this size of mirror. So keep in mind, there's no right or wrong way when you're working with barnwood. It just is what it is. Everything looks good once it's done. It's meant to look rustic, meant to look old, and it's basically whatever you like. So by dividing this plank into two works a little bit better with the size of this mirror. Now for the two vertical sides, I'm going to use this awesome looking wormwood edge, cutting them both at 10 inches, which is just a ½ inch less than the actual size of the mirror. And here I'm just dry fitting the pieces together to make sure it all looks okay. And now that I'm happy with it, I can turn the boards upside down and glue everything together. Got some bar clamps across each side with some vice grip C-clamps to kind of keep everything straight. It's again barnwood. It's difficult to work with. It's not the same thickness. Nothing is straight, nothing is square. Okay, the glue has had time to set, so as you can see here, the back of the mirror is not completely flat, and I do need that to be flat in order to set the mirror properly. So I'm just going to take my palm sander and sand it down as flat as I can, and then we can set the mirror.
All right, so now I'm using the other side of the plank that we cut in the beginning as the lower shelf on this mirror. And here I'm just establishing the angle of the live edge on either side. Now to figure out the angle is pretty easy. I'm just using a framing square to get the exact dimension in height from the mirror to the finished barnwood. And from there, I'll measure over from one edge of the angle to the other edge, and that'll help create that angle. And now with the angles figured out, I just use my jigsaw and cut it out. And here you can see it's almost an exact fit to that angle. Now for the top detail piece, this I'm making at 2.5 inches wide, and really the only purpose of this is to cover the raw edge of the wood so it all looks like barnwood. I am using a separate piece for this, and to find the angles again I'll use the same process I used when building the shelf. Alright, now that the front shelves are complete, I flipped the mirror over and I'm just going to put a border around the whole mirror. I'm using 1x1s that I ripped down from some of the stock that I got from Les, and I'm just going to wrap the entire back side of the mirror. Now you can use 1x1 or 1x2 regular wood for this. I happen to have the barnwood, so I'm going to use it. And this will also allow me to silicone the mirror in so it's solid, and also give me a place to mount some hanging clips. Now because this wood has so much character, I want to protect it, keep the moss intact, and also to kind of highlight the worm marks on the sides. I'm going to use a clear latex polyurethane finish just to keep everything protected. You don't have to do this. This is a personal preference. Some people love the look of raw barnwood, and that's perfectly fine. But in this case, I'm going to put the clear on. It does darken the wood a little bit, but I think it's going to be okay. So just one final touch, I thought I would put some coat hooks on this because it is going to be at the front door. I did find these utility hooks, believe it or not, at a dollar store for $1.50 for 5 of them, and I just think they look really rustic, and I think they'll go well with this. So I'm just going to weigh them out. So I think this thing turned out really well. Looks really good in the front entrance here. Again, with barnwood, there's no right or wrong way how to do something. You work with the wood that you have, and in this case, this is what the result is. It's a big, heavy piece now, and I think it looks great hanging on the wall with a few coats on it. Put your keys up top, everything is good. So anyhow, if you like the video, make sure you hit that like button. It does help us out a lot, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.